Week 3 SECZN rankings. I don't listen. We've been trying to go live now for about 20 minutes. Man, I'm hoping that we are live. If we are live and you can't find us, please, drop something in the chat so that I know it. I see I got some viewers in here, so it looks like some people have found us. I don't know. We had some technical difficulties. Seems like they don't want these rankings tonight. But that's not an option, man. Got a little less time, so we're gonna breeze through it a bit. Let me bring some of the guys on. I already got Nick Frazier here. I've introduced him. This is the third time I introduced Nick Frazier from Water Cooler Talk Sports. How you doing, Nick?
I'm here, man. I'm good. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Everything good, man.
Good. I got my guy B Sharp. Let me pull him up right quick. B Sharp, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good, man. Just happy to be here. Happy.
Good, man. So yeah, we're ready to get these week 3 rankings out of the way. Sorry, you guys. I apologize for running behind. Like I said, for some reason they just wouldn't let me go live on the original link. So hopefully, if you are on the original link and you found it from here, please come on in, man. Get comfortable, put your feet up, and man, we'll go ahead and get into this, man. We won't belabor the point. So let's go ahead and get started, man. Sorry, I gotta cut the music off. Every time I do that, Nick head still bobbing, so I think he just likes the tunes.
I'll be listening to it in my head. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be listening to it in my head.
Yeah. All right. So, man, guys, it's before we even get into it, what do y'all think about week 2, man? Give me a quick little synopsis of what you saw out there from the SEC.
Yeah, man. It's the most wide open that the SEC has been in a while, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. We have I don't know. Based on what we've seen so far, I would say we have learned probably about 40 to 50% of what we know about most teams. I think this week we'll get into some weeks until we get into some more SEC play and some more meaningful games and things of that nature that'll tell us a little bit more. But just by looking at how some of these teams are playing against some of the competition they be playing against, yeah, this is probably the most parity and the most wide open the SEC has been in a long time. So, yeah, my reaction is this week, not this week, this past week. Let me know that I think there are about 8 or 9 teams that can win the conference right now. And of course, that's going to dwindle down once you start getting the teams playing each other and records wise. But just looking at how teams are playing and the way that they are, they're built, like people that can compete for the title. I believe half of the conference, at least, maybe a little bit more, can compete for the SEC title now.
Oh, wow. Half of the conference is like eight teams. That's interesting. We're gonna take a look at that too, man. What about you, B Sharp? What did you see, man?
My bad. But yeah, man, for week 2 up to this point, man, so far, you ain't really learned too much, to be honest. I'm about to say it's just college football. It look like just same old college football. I do agree with Nick. The SEC is definitely wide open right now. But I pretty much, if anybody been watching, pretty much expected this, especially this season, because it's not been no definitive. Nobody expected to be a definitive champion. I still say it's Georgia until somebody knock them off.
Mm.
Yeah, we just gotta respect who's the champion. But until somebody knock them off, then it's pretty much still the same. Um, Big time quarterbacks in this league, of course. Some being higher than others, but it's definitely gonna be an interesting watch this season. See how everything play out.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's definitely gonna be interesting, bro. So we're gonna get into it,
Like,
man. We're gonna rank it. This is the most credible ranking show. These are the most credible rankings on the internet. So all of the
Exactly.
rankings you see on Twitter, all of the rankings you see from all those other services, just disregard those. These are the ones you want to be a part of right here. These are the most credible. We're the most knowledgeable people about this that you can consult. So you can take this list with all credibility and go about your day, and it'll give you a good glimpse of what SEC football is supposed to be. Before we get started with the rankings, let's take a look down here in the Keyboard Collective, man. First of all, I want to apologize to you guys again for the technical difficulties on the stream. It was super late starting. I don't know, for some reason I couldn't get live, but we made it work, man. We called tech support and we got everything all figured out, and we're here now. So let's take a look at some of these comments real quick. We got Tim the Two Man Taylor in the building saying, "Hey," a couple of E's on the end of that. Dwight in the building, he's cursing. Can't say that. says says he's got him some wings. He's ready to listen to SECs. Oh,
Yes, sir.
SECs. Okay, hey, I like wings too, man. You got you something to drink with those wings. Let's see. Huggy found us. Man, Huggy, I saw you in the
Yeah.
other one, man. I'm glad you found us over here, man.
A huggy beard.
And then we got Tim. They just speaking. I bleed Crimson saying, "What's up to the guys, Brinsky, Tez, and Nick?"
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Everybody speaking in the chat.
Roll Tide.
Cussing again. WD from C Hall, man. War Eagle to you. Man, I ain't said what's up, everybody. And there's Kimberly in here cussing too. Yeah.
Roll Tide, Kim. Roll Tide.
And he says Ted show kind of like the Continental John Wick movies, neutral ground for all. That's what I'm aiming for, man. A neutral ground. It's kind of tough, man, because I love me some orange and blue, but I try not to let it show. But we gonna check it out, man. Let's see what we got here for these rankings. Let's see, let's get them all pulled up here. Boom. There we go. Got our official rankings board set and ready. To go ahead and get this process on the road. Now, I did change the format just a tad. And what I mean by change the format is usually we go straight through these. But now when you pick one, tell us a little bit about why you picked it. Before
Okay.
we just move
Okay.
on to the next one. And let it breathe a little bit. We'll see what the chat says, and we'll dissect them just a tad before we move on to the next ones, right?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So now that we have B Sharp in the building, we have another tried and true. I'm gonna get a better method of picking who goes first. I do know that I go last all the time. So uh I'll go with the same method I've been using for the last two shows till I find out a different one. And that is you guys pick a number from 1 to 20. I'm going to write down my number right now. And closest person goes first, and we just go in order from there. So Nick, what number you got?
Stick with number 7. What I'm sticking at.
Number 7. It's the same number all the time. What about you, B Sharp? Did B Sharp? Let me see. Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
Yeah. What about you, man? What number you got?
Give me 10.
10. You got 7 and 10. The number I wrote down, I don't know if y'all can see that, is 3.
Tie. All right.
So
All
I mean,
right.
Nick goes first on this one. So Nick, based on 2 weeks of football,
Okay.
SEC football, who do you have as the number 1 team in the SEC?
So based on 2 weeks of okay, so we're doing the rank show. We based it on the previous week, or we basing it on what we've seen all season.
All season.
Okay, so what we've seen from the previous 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We got
All
2
right.
weeks of data.
2 weeks of data. What we've seen from the previous 2 weeks of college football. I'm gonna do this, man. I'm between two teams. One of the teams I wasn't high on at the beginning of the year. One team I had in the SEC championship game at the end of the season. And I'm gonna go with the team that I had at the SEC championship game at the end of the season. Based on 2 weeks of watching college football, I'm gonna go with the Oklahoma Sooners at number 1. making the jump from number 8 last week, all the way to number 1 is what I'm
Wow.
going to do.
Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. We're shaking it up.
Yes, we're gonna shake it up.
We got the Oklahoma Sooners at the number 1 pick. Undefeated team. Tell us why, man. Tell us a little bit of why you made this pick, man.
Yeah, I'm going Oklahoma at 1 because I think Oklahoma in the first week. I think the question that everybody had about Oklahoma was John Mateer. And I said, in my opinion, I didn't think I didn't think that was a question, to be completely honest with you. Didn't think it was. I think because he's not switching offensive systems, he's just switching teams. The offensive system is coming with him because the coordinator is coming with him as well. You saw what he did. You saw what he did in week 1, threw for what 300, almost 300 plus 300 plus yards. 3 touchdowns. You saw what he did this past weekend, 270 yards, 1 touchdown. He had an interception, but he also had 74 yards on the ground, and he had 2 rushing touchdowns as well against Michigan. I think people are talking about Oklahoma's defense, but I'm telling you, man, Brent Venables has these guys ready, man. They just getting tuned up. And right now, based on what I've seen from the past 2 weeks, in college football, in the SEC, I would have to say, and if you're interested in knowing who the other team was that I was going to pick to potentially be at number 1, it probably would have been Tennessee. But those probably have been the 2 most complete teams that I have watched so far watching this week. But I'm gonna have to stay with Oklahoma for 1 because I got and a little bit of it has to do with me because I got Oklahoma at in the SEC championship game at the end of the season too. So that's the reason why I got him at 1. I'm telling you, man. I just think Oklahoma just gonna keep rolling along. I think Oklahoma is a good team, and I think they are a good team. And we kind of picked this at the beginning last week. We asked the question between the Oklahoma Michigan game, and I said I think Oklahoma win that game by 10 points. They won by 9. And so yeah, man, Oklahoma's for real. Oklahoma is for real, man. Oklahoma's for real.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't necessarily agree with that pick, Nick.
That's fine. That's fine.
I don't think you figured that when you picked it, but a lot of the chat saying, "Wow, it's definitely an interesting pick." I don't think that you're wrong. I mean, through 2 weeks of football, you can't really pick. It's probably no wrong answers here, but that's interesting. Yeah, solid
No, it's
reasons.
definitely a wrong answer.
Yeah, solid reasons. What you think about that pick, Rishaw? Oklahoma is the number 1 team in the SEC through 2 weeks of football.
If you ain't the champ, I don't see how they haven't shown no.
Okay, here's
Digress.
this the reason why I asked the question at the beginning. Are these rankings or are these ratings?
These
Because
are
if they're-
ratings.
So
It's
these
just
are these
It's like
are
a power
rankings or
ranking.
ratings?
It's like
So
a power
rankings.
ranking. So through
Okay.
2 weeks of football, what you've seen through 2 weeks of football,
So
what
if we're ranking teams,
right?
we're basing off of what we've seen from the previous 2 weeks. The previous 2 weeks, Oklahoma, in my opinion, has been the most complete team that we have seen play football so far in the conference. Tennessee could be in that conversation as well, based on what they played. Now, if you're rating a team, if these are ratings are different. Ratings are basically saying if a team loses, like for example, the reason why Alabama wasn't in the top 10 last week was because you saw what they did against Florida State and how they got beat, and that dropped them out. But
Right.
ratings wise would tell you that you would still take that Alabama team on a neutral field against any other team just based off of what they look, just based off of the composition of the team. Rankings
Yeah.
are different. Rankings are what they have done so far in the season. That's what it is.
I mean, I got you. I that's why I said it's tough to have a wrong answer when it comes to this because it's only 2 weeks of data. So I mean, you make a valid case for Oklahoma being at number 1. So I mean, let's see how it feels out, man. We'll see. Be sharp. You got the next pick. I got a feeling I know where you're gonna go with this one, man.
Georgia.
Georgia Bulldogs. Tell us why.
And I just want to point out, you have South Florida instead of Florida.
Yeah. Here at SECZN, when you lose to a group of 5 teams, Here at
That's a
SEC,
good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
when you lose to a group of 5 team, you get replaced by that group of 5 team until you win another SEC game.
Oh
I
God.
don't make the rules, man. Well, actually, I do, but
I'm about to say this is your show.
and looking by their schedule, South Florida might be up there for a while. So all they gotta do is win another SEC game. I put them back up there. You lose to a group of 5 team, you get replaced.
Oh man, that's funny. That is actually funny. That's funny.
So
Hey,
tell us
man.
why, man.
But best team in the conference up to this point, man. I haven't seen anything different up to this point with those guys. I'm about to say, only thing you change is the quarterback and a couple of receivers. For the most part, the defense is still the defense. Kirby Smart, best coach in the country. I don't know how too much change with when we say rankings and ratings. I'm about to say they didn't lose too much to be dropping, and Oklahoma really, well, I already knew what Oklahoma was going to be for the longest. That's why I said
Mm,
Oklahoma. But putting Oklahoma at number 1 just off a Michigan win, that's kind of iffy. I'm
okay,
about to say a freshman quarterback going on the road in the SEC.
okay. I
That's
mean, it's the thing about it, man, it's gonna work itself out. The lists always do. Oh, I don't know, man. Like I said, I wouldn't have put Oklahoma at number 1. I probably would have went with Georgia. Um, but definitely a top 5 team, I think Oklahoma was this year. So is so far this year, I think. So I got the number 3 pick. I went the number 3 pick in this, even though they look lackluster in their win last week. I'm gonna go with the LSU Tigers. I'm going with Garrett Nussmeier and LSU. And that win, I think that the win first week was a big enough win to keep them in the top 3. I still think they're one of the most dangerous teams in the SEC, especially from a passing standpoint. The only question is, can they run the ball and can they defend? Um, they showed some lapses, but I, I mean, it's a lot of teams that struggled against bad teams. It didn't look good against bad teams in the SEC. I still think LSU deserves to be in the top 3, so I'm gonna pick them at number 3. What y'all think about that one?
I mean, that's you drop Auburn now if you put them at 3.
I
I mean, but
did.
I'm not. I mean, is
we under,
I can make a case that Tennessee should be right there based on what we saw from the past 2 weeks of football. I can make a case that if these are rankings, I can make a case that Tennessee or Vanderbilt could be at that position at that spot at 3 between 3 and 4, 3, 4, or 5 actually.
Okay.
Based on if we are ranking it like that, and things stuff like this, based on what we've seen on the field.
Right. I mean, you could at this point in the season, like you said, the start is about 8 teams that legitimately have a shot to win the SEC. So it's pretty tough to actually make this list. Some of these pieces are interchangeable. I still think like LSU. I think the number 1 and number 2 teams in the conference are Georgia and LSU. Just off the top of my head. What about you, B. Shaw? What do you think about this?
I don't think LSU is nowhere near number 2.
Okay.
What they haven't shown you anything.
Okay. Okay.
They haven't.
Who would you put at number 2 then?
Who would I put at number 2? Yeah.
Mhm. We know Georgia would be number 1, and you saying LSU's not there. Would you put at number 2?
As of right now, I may get a edge to Oklahoma, but Texas still has a case. Their loss was just on the road against Ohio State, which was a 7-point loss.
Okay.
It
That's a
wasn't.
valid point.
I just don't. I don't know, man. I think a lot of these rankings premature for the most part.
Okay.
It's
I mean,
very,
hey.
it's very, very premature.
I mean, we're just ranking them based on what we saw so far,
I
man,
know,
through 2 weeks of football.
I know.
So, all right, we go ahead and try to get through it. So we got Nick. You got the next pick. At
Yeah,
number 4.
Yeah, number 4. I'm gonna put Tennessee at number 4.
Got Tennessee. Tennessee look good, man. That's an interesting pick, man, because I know that you were not particularly high on Tennessee coming into this season.
Still
So
not.
for you to put them at number 4 through 2 weeks of football, you had to see something good from them. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, man. I think I'm still not. I still think Tennessee is in that 5, 6, 7, 8 win range. That's still a kind of a large range, but I think they get a big win this year for sure. Or something. I do feel like Tennessee does get a big win against a perceived power in the conference or against somebody else in on their schedule. But yeah, man. So far, what we've seen from Joey Aguilar and this Tennessee team on the offensive side of the ball, it seems like it looks like it's just ticking and it just keeps rolling. That's what it seems like. So, yeah, I can't. If like I stated before, if we're basing it on rankings of what we've seen on the field, that's where they are. Ratings are different, and the reason why I asked that question because it feels like the conversation we'll be having is a mixture of ratings and rankings. Like if you're rating a team, Georgia would definitely be number 1 because it's a numerical number that you put to a team about quality of strength. That's what it is. Basically, you saying if that team played the team on a neutral field, that team would still be favored. Even if they lost a week before, you still favor that team. Rankings are just totally different. Rankings is about what you've seen so far on the field, and it's about the record that they have and what they look like on the field. So Tennessee is in the top 5. That's basically what it is. So if we're ranking it that way, yeah, I got Tennessee in the top 5.
I think the rankings versus ratings argument is something that happens with preseason rankings in general. Like I think that's the dilemma that they have when they go out and rank teams with limited data. What you think about that, man? Be sure. Tennessee at 4. What through 2 weeks have they shown you anything? They say that they deserve to be at number 4. Do you think they should be higher, lower? What you think about that pick?
Oh, it's cool. I have no argument with it. I would just say it has some pushback against the ratings versus rankings and ratings argument. I'm about to say, so if you see I just use Vanderbilt and they beat a team 40-10 and they ain't play nobody back-to-back weeks and they just look good against nobodies. And Georgia played a team and they beat them 30-10. Just because Vanderbilt looked good against nobody doesn't mean they're the number 2 team or number 1 team or wherever you'll rank them above that team just because they look good the first couple of weeks. About to say
But
everybody.
but that's exactly what rankings are. You literally base it off of a record. That's how a top 25 is built. It's not built on what a team is perceived to be. It's literally built off of a record. That's what top 25s are. Literally. Like honestly, that's really what it is.
If that was the case, Indiana would have been like in the top 5 in the country, but they wasn't.
But Indiana is still in the top 25. So I mean, they're still a top 25 team.
Trey says we're on crack for OU at number 1, by the way.
I mean, that's fine. He can think that. It doesn't bother me at all. But I'm basing it off of what the definition is between rankings and ratings. And
shout out to you, Trey.
And the thing about rankings is you rank based off of what you've seen on the field so far. Georgia has played Austin Peay and didn't look good against Austin Peay. Georgia played against Marshall and looked average against Marshall, but they still won 45-7. So they still deserve to be in the top 2, top 3 of the conference. That's literally what rankings are. It's really about the record.
And which makes my point again.
It doesn't.
Indiana was 11-1 last year. Why wasn't they put in the top 5?
Okay, all right.
Based on that record.
But Indiana was a playoff team though. They was in the top 12. They was in the most important part. They still played in the
True.
playoffs.
But why wouldn't they
So I
rank
mean, I'm
ahead?
just trying to understand your
But
point,
why wouldn't they
your
rank
angle to the
ahead of
point.
Georgia? Why wouldn't they
I'm
rank
trying to
ahead of?
understand your point though, because you trying to get into this SEC argument. I see where we going. So what it is which the reason why they want to rank ahead of Georgia is because there's this notion that the SEC is a tougher conference, and of course that's what's been said. So of course
So
in
is
those
it or is it?
rankings they're going to say that yeah, you played a tougher opponent. And so they're going to use that in the rankings to say, "Oh, you played a tougher opponent, so we're gonna rank you higher." There's nothing new. There's nothing new.
So which
When it
makes
really should be about rate. If we're rating teams, it's a different story if we're rating teams. That's all I'm saying.
So
Ratings are a number,
I-
rankings are about what you've seen on the field. That's really what it's about. That's
which,
literally it.
I'm
which makes
picking. I was about to say I'm trying to pick these teams based on what I've seen on the field from them so far. Um, but at the same time, I have to give cachet to history and what history has said. Like I know that a coach like a Kirby Smart, even though I've seen Georgia struggle against cupcakes before and win every game on their schedule and go on to win the SEC because of a coach like that. So I got to give. It's tough to be non-biased in that way when you're making this. I think that, like I said, I think that's the dilemma that all of these services have when they're ranking or rating these teams early on in the season. As you go throughout the season, it gets a little bit clearer, but I
I
think it's kind of tough.
I seen Georgia struggle against Missouri on the road and then go beat TCU 60-something to 3, 60-something to
So what?
7 in the national championship. The
So you
only thing that I'm saying is you saying that you said it's this notion that the SEC is a tougher conference. So you're saying that it's not a
It's
tougher
been
conference?
said. It's been said. See
No,
why?
I'm
Nah,
asking you. I'm
no.
asking you
It's been said.
directly. Is the SEC a tough conference? Yes or no?
Yeah, the SEC is a tough conference, but
All right.
the notion, no, don't end it like that. Don't make arguments that simple and that minute because it's nuance to every conversation. Look,
Okay.
ask if you trying to get into that conversation and you want to ask the question, the questions that have always been asked to me is, has the SEC been a dominant conference? And I've said no, it has not been. And I
Yeah. I got
ask you
bones
this
to pick
question.
with you about that. So
That's
that's but
fine. And it's
that,
perfectly
hey,
okay.
but I'm
we
gonna finish
It's
the race.
perfectly okay. That's perfectly fine.
I'm gonna
we
finish
got
I
it.
the
ask you
race.
this question.
Okay.
If a team went 18-14 against another conference, would you say that's dominant or would you say that's just all right? If a team went 10-9 against another conference, would you say that's dominant? Would you say that's just all right? If a
Is that a,
team went 22-17 against another conference, would you say that's dominant or that's just all right?
I
If
would
a
say
team went, if hold up, I'm not finished. If a team went 50-13, you can say that's dominant. If a team went 33-11, you can say that's dominant. If a team went 32-12, that's dominant. But if you sit here telling me other teams in the conference are just above 500 or right at 500 against other conferences, that's not dominant. That's just all right. And it's okay. It's okay for us to sit here and say, yes, we've been dominant on the national scale when it comes to national championships. That's not my argument. My argument has always been when you talk about the middle part of the conference against other conferences, the records are just all right.
let me ask you this, which is
Ask it.
I'm so glad you put
Guys.
put that right there. Go ahead.
I was about to say we got to make it through the rankings, so let's make it. Let's wrap it up so we can wrap it up. This
Okay.
is a great subject though. Like we'll save it for
All
another episode
right, my fault. But
in
I just
detail.
I'll leave it like this. Pretty much everything that you probably spilling out, you basically saying the SEC hasn't been dominant. Cool. Let's just go with that argument. Who have these teams played in the conference? Have they played the lower tier team? Because I haven't seen Ohio State play. I've seen Ohio
See
State play.
now, see now you
I
nitpicking.
let you talk.
You nitpicking now, but go ahead.
I seen Ohio State play Georgia. They got their butts whooped. I seen Ohio State play Florida. They got their butts whooped. I seen Ohio State play Alabama. They got their butts whooped. I seen Ohio State play LSU. They got their butts whooped. These are the top tier teams. Now, if you saying Ohio State playing a Missouri, of course that's going to count against the record. But the real records that really matter, what have you done in the national championship game? I've seen those teams lose a lot. But I'm gonna get back to the rankings. We'll say that for another day.
No, I got a rebuttal to that. I've seen Michigan play Alabama State. I've seen Michigan play Alabama, and Michigan win. I've seen Ohio State play Georgia in a close game, and if it wasn't for a late second field goal, Ohio State playing the national championship. I've seen Ohio State beat Alabama for a national championship. I've seen Clemson beat Alabama for a national championship. So, what's the point? I'm trying to understand the point there. Like, help me understand that point.
That same argument. So that's 1-1. So out of the past 20 years, what is the record for SEC in national championship games against other people in other conferences in national championships?
I don't have those numbers in front of me right now.
I figured you would, because you.
No, I do have them in front of me. I do have them in front of me. I do have them in front of me. So if you're saying in the past 20 years, you're talking about since 2005, we can rank. We can go out. But we got to finish these rankings, and I can do. We can have this conversation after we get the rankings finished. I make a mental note right there. How many national championships have they had? Go ahead.
I got South Carolina.
All right, so we got Brinsky. That's an interesting conversation. Y'all put it in the chat, dude. If you think that the SEC has been dominant, or has been just okay, drop that in the chat. Your feelings there, and who knows, that may be a topic on another show. So let's go ahead and get back into the rankings so we can go ahead and get through them. Brinsky already told me he's got South Carolina at number 5. Tell us about that pick, Brinsky.
With Lenore Sellers, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. They still been slow, but I still feel like they haven't hit their stride yet. You can tell when they get everything clicking, they one of the best teams in the conference. Dylan Stewart, the best pass rusher in the conference, easily. I take that back. Best pass rusher in the country. I just think 5 is a good spot for them right now. I could have put Texas A&M right there, but I'm gonna hold off for a second.
Okay, what you think about that, Nick? South Carolina at 5.
I had no problems with that. I was either gonna put them at. I had them between that 5, 6, and 7 mark. Is why I had them. Yeah. I had no problems with that one. I got them right there in the middle part of the top 10.
Yeah, I think that's a solid mark for him. Like Brinsky said, the pass rush I think is showed something. And Lenore Sellers is one of the I say a top 3 quarterback in the SEC. So yeah, I don't have no problem with him being there. So at this point, man, we're at the halfway point. I want to tell y'all in the chat, if you are in the chat, let us know what you think about this list so far. We got the top 5. We got Oklahoma at number 1, which was a bit of a surprise. Then we got Georgia, LSU, followed by Tennessee, and then South Carolina in the top 5 of the SEC this week. And remember, this is based on 2 weeks of football. What we've seen through 2 weeks of football. Let us know in the chat, man, what you think about this list so far. Who would you swap out? Who would you change? And things like that. And we're going to go through a couple of these real quick, just catch up a few of them that has been coming on since we've been, everybody just been speaking. Dwight put his entire top 10 in the chat right there. And he's got South Carolina at number 1, LSU, then Georgia, Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, Vandy, Mississippi State, and Auburn at number 10. What y'all think about Dwight's list?
It's blasphemous.
It's blasphemous.
South Carolina 1, LSU 2, Georgia 3, Oklahoma
There's no
4.
way you can put South Carolina up there. Is no type of argument. I don't even know what's the argument with South Carolina at number
Mm.
one.
Of course, I would switch Oklahoma and put them at 1. I think, yeah, I would switch Oklahoma, put them at 1, and then on his list, I'll probably put Texas. Based on what he got, I think I have South Carolina at 5, and I probably move Texas up to 4 on that
Mm.
list.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I thought. Well, no, I clicked off it too soon. I could see why this list is like this though. I love the fact that he's got Vandy on there. I would move Auburn a little higher, be, to be honest, but I don't have any gripes with it for real. For real. Got Latoya in the chat. She's cursing. Now she's cursing at Dwight and you guys. He says Dwight said he can't believe he got his boys at 7. Oh Lord. Hey man, that shows that you're non-biased. We had him on the sidelines a week ago. So that's higher than what we thought of him. Yeah, I believe Crimson says, come on, Brisky, liven up. He is live, man. Did you see it? And again, Trey saying we're gonna crack for OU at number 1. And that's a little bit harsh, Trey. Said Vandy beat the same team South Carolina struggled with. That's interesting. That is interesting. They did do that. Let's go through a few more of these. Coach Carl in the building saying what's good. We're speaking to him. Coach Carl, what's going on, man? You got the link if you want to come up. And Kimberly saying she thought Alabama played good last Saturday, scored over 73 points. Yeah. Yeah, they did put up a lot of points. See what Dwight is saying here. I think it's only been 4 championships outside the SEC in the last 20 years. That is a
5.
Checkmate.
5. Ugh.
5.
And then
Because Texas wasn't part of the SEC at that time.
we got Kimberly calling it and saying that Alabama lands number 7 here, she thinks, I guess. We'll see. She said she likes Dwight's top 10. Yeah, it wasn't bad, man. He had some. I mean, I can understand why he had some of them where they was at. Then we got Huggy. Huggy's coming in. He said the Rooster been listening, but I'm in the middle of something. If you shouted me out, I probably missed it. Yeah, man. We just now getting through the halfway through the list, Huggy. So if you tuning in now, man, we're about to go ahead and finish it up. And he's just saying shout out to everybody in the chat. All right. So for the second half of this list, starts off with my pick. And through 2 weeks of football, through what I've seen through 2 weeks of football, this is interesting. There's 2 teams I want to put right here. And I'm going to put the Auburn Tigers, man. I put the Auburn Tigers right there. Through 2 weeks of football, you beat a team like Baylor, who comes out and beat a team like SMU, puts over 400 yards of offense on them as well. We beat them pretty handily running the football. And then I don't think maybe B Sharp didn't like that pick. But yeah, we beat them pretty handily. And in a game where we scored a lot of points against a Ball State team who was pretty much nobody. But still, through those 2 weeks of football, I think we're a middle of the SEC team. I think 6 is like a perfect spot for the Auburn Tigers to be. What you think about that, Nick?
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. You know, I like that. I like them at 6. I can also make an argument of putting them at dropping them like the 8 or 9 as well. But yeah, I like that pick at 6, man. That's not a bad pick, man. That's not a bad pick. I mean, if you're just going off based off of the past 2 weeks, that's not a bad pick at all. You gotta win against Baylor. You gotta win against Baylor, and we saw Baylor come back to beat SMU, so that's a quality win for Auburn.
Right.
Moving forward, we just need Baylor to keep winning, and then of course, you know, technical stuff about what you saw against them against Ball State, but overall, they went out and took care of what they did. They put up 42 points. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, that's not a bad pick.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. What about you, B. Shaw? What you think about that pick? You still in there? Oh, he come back. You still in there. What you think about that pick, man?
It's biased, but it's your pick, man. I was expecting you to put that right there.
It's another
But
team I contemplate. In all fairness, I don't want to say it because I don't want to influence nobody else's pick. But there's another team I contemplate to put
don't say
right there
it.
too.
You ain't gonna influence nothing.
No,
Just say it.
I'll let you know once they get off the board. If they get off the board, if they make it off the sideline, I'll let you know who they are.
Go ahead.
But yeah, okay. So next up is Nick Fraser. Nick Fraser.
Yo,
The number 7 pick is on you. Right here. And who you got based on 2 weeks of football at number 7? You see who's left on the sideline. Who you gonna pull off the sideline?
yeah, I'm a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 teams for 4 spots. Yeah. So if you're going off of, I'm looking at who's played. So I'm gonna take them off. Probably Lord, take them off. Mm. 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 Yeah, I don't care about this. I'm gonna go ahead and say it because this is based off what we've seen in the past 2 weeks on the field.
Right.
I'm gonna give him respect, man. Put Vanderbilt at 7.
Vanderbilt at 7.
Put
As
Vanderbilt at 7.
so just in all fairness, that was the team that I was contemplating picking at 6 because they went out and they handled, even in comeback fashion, they handled the team that South Carolina struggled with. Which was the point that Trey made. Now they did get down first.
They did, but they
Uh,
came back.
but they
Yeah,
came back, and they came back throwing the football, and this team is not necessarily built to come back. Like, that's not
exactly.
the brand of football that they signed up to play. So that's
Exactly.
impressive. If they can actually win games like that, man, you gotta circle that Vandy on your schedule this year, just like you had
Yeah.
to do last year. What you think about that pick, B. Sharp?
It's blasphemous, to be honest. Doesn't make any sense, but I got you. I'm about to say, man, it's a week to week thing, man. You can't base what who a team struggle against. Everybody is built different for different teams. It's called matchups problem.
Mhm.
Like certain people match up differently against certain teams,
That's
no
true.
matter who the talent is.
I mean, that's true.
And we put a team up here based on a team that is 0-2 right now.
What team?
That is Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. Okay. Hold on a second, man. I got another guest coming in the building. We got Coach Carl. We're on the Block Sports. How you doing, Coach Carl?
My dog.
What's up, Coach Carr?
Can you hear us? Coach.
It's on mute, Coach Carl, if you
It may
don't
be
know.
muted. I'm gonna give him a second to there you
Nah,
go.
I know it. I'm trying to figure out what damn platform Ted using, so gotta figure out how to operate it.
Sorry about that, man.
He just
Gotta
want to be
figure out how to
different,
operate
man.
this thing.
All right. So I
That
tell
way you
you,
know you got money, boy. You change all platforms, you got gold mics and
I
everything,
try
right?
to tell you. Try to tell
hey,
you.
hey, Coach. I actually picked this one because it was cheaper. To be honest with you. If you really want to know the truth.
Hey,
That's how the rich stay rich.
Uh,
all unique shit here.
yeah. So we got Nick's pick at Vandy. I tell you what we'll do, Coach. Since you in this, we'll let you get the next pick, and then we'll pick back up with Brinsky, and then we'll finish it out. I'll finish it out at the end. Uh, so I don't know if you familiar with how we doing this, but based on 2 weeks of football, man, we picking teams and we ranking them. So you got the number 8 pick, Coach. With your insight, tell us at number 8, who do you have?
You on mute again.
You might be muted again. I think he lost connection. All right, we'll pick back up with him. So Brinsky, uh, you tell me, man, who you got? Number 8. Same thing.
Number 8. I'm gonna put my Tide there, man. I'm put my Tide there.
Not a bad choice. You got Alabama at number 8. Tell us why, man.
Shoot, I believe, if not probably one of the best teams in the country, but of course, one of the best secondaries in the country. Of course, we didn't play top tier competition this week with Louisiana Monroe, but clearly see that how different a week look. I don't expect them to go out and play 73-0 football against everybody every week, because that's not realistic. But I know what this team is capable of doing. You have one bad week against a team that everybody, I don't know, really slept on. Pretty much not the people that I talked to. We didn't sleep on them not one bit, and they showing that they proving us right so far throughout the season, even though they haven't played anybody outside of us. But you can just tell, man, we always had a problem with Gus Malzahn, no matter offense coordinator, head coach, it don't matter. But I just still believe this team is one of the best teams, if not the conference, in the country. And they had my number 8 spot this week.
Man, I think that's a good spot for him. If I had that pick, I would have picked him there. Uh, I saw Kim earlier say that she had him at number 7. I think right around there, 7, 6, 7, or 8 would have been a good spot for him. Yeah, like you said, that loss at Florida State turns out looks like Florida State's gonna be a pretty good team. Right. Like it looks like at the end of the year we're gonna be looking at that Florida State. That ACC championship is gonna be really interesting if Florida State can continue to play like this. So you come out and you execute to the tune of 73 points. I think that maybe earns you a spot back in the top 10. What about you, Nick? What you think about that pick? Putting Alabama at number 8. Off the sidelines back in number 8 from last week.
It is what it is.
It's what it is.
That's my answer. That's my answer to that question. It is
So
what it
you,
is.
so you don't agree with that?
No, I don't. I don't.
Okay.
Based
Okay.
on what we've seen from the past 2 weeks, Alabama, in my opinion, is not a top 10 team in the conference. If you off of what we've seen, that's just based
Okay.
off of what we've seen. That's literally it. Just that's the question. That's what we ranking. We based off what we seen.
Okay.
We're rating. Yeah, Alabama would be in the top 10 because you would still favor them on a neutral field. But the thing is, I can't put them up there, man. I'm just being real. And I don't care who don't like it. That's just how I feel. That's
check,
it.
check out what Trey says here, though. Realistically, based off your definition of major games and production, his list is LSU, Texas, OU, Georgia, Missouri, Bama, Vandy, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Auburn. So he's got
So
Bama at 6. And he's saying based off major games and production.
major games in production, they lost by 14 points to what people are saying is going to be a really good FSU team. I'm
Okay.
just saying.
Okay. Man, hey, like that's why everybody gets a pick. That's why
You're right.
everybody gets a pick.
No, is I'm I is I have I it is what it is, man. I'm not hating. I'm ranking it based off of what I consider what the definition of rankings are. That's what it is. That's literally what I'm doing. So hey, it is what it is.
It's that okay. This is Oklahoma and Miss Ole Miss. No, I'm assuming this is Mississippi State. Should be 1 and 2. They had the best win so far out of all of them. That's interesting. That's interesting. This is gonna be interesting because I want you guys to look at the teams that's left. Some fan bases are gonna be mad about this one. Yeah, man, it's a big Alabama fan. Ain't nobody. I'm a big Alabama fan as anybody, but I have Auburn above us right now. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say. I don't think like I don't know how the season's gonna play out, but as of right now, I mean, it's fair. If you lose a game and one team's undefeated and they both have played a team that was, you know, quality, yeah, I think it's fair. Everybody's speaking in the chat. And it's a Travail showing up. He said he brought back the argument back to a natty nigga. You fell for it.
No, I
And
didn't fall
nigga
for
said,
it. I did. I'm low key kind of tired of having an argument because I guess it always goes to the national championship. But hey, it is what it is.
and we got Kim saying, boo Auburn. Kim, you gotta let that hate go. Caught you hating. And then we got Travail over here. He's saying, why is USF over there? Travail, if you missed it, on this show, if you lose to a group of 5 team, you get replaced by that group of 5 team until you win another SEC football game. So for that reason, you do not see the Florida Gators listed on this list anywhere. They have been replaced by the group of 5 team that they lost to, which is USF. We gladly welcome them into the SEC until Florida can win another SEC game. And if you looked at Florida's schedule, it may be a while. So you may need to get used to them. And I'm glad I just started this year, so I wouldn't have to put New Mexico State over Auburn. But that's a whole nother story. So we got Auburn dad saying, said, whoa there. That myself, Travail figure out they took. Oh yeah, he's just figuring that out. So everybody hating on Bama so lame. I think everybody hating on him. I think that's about. I think most spots and most people got him about 8th right now, 7th or 8th in the conference. They could easily kick that up a notch though. So it don't matter. Bama will beat Georgia, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and LSU. Yeah, it's a tough slate. If they can do that, man, shout out to them. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go get through the rest of this list here. So with B Shaw's pick done, I have the next pick. Uh-oh. I think I messed something up. Probably. Yeah. All right. There we go. I had the last pick. I mean the 9th pick, and I am going to pick. This is gonna be interesting. I have got to pick Mississippi State.
Totally agree.
At number 9, I'm putting the Mississippi State Bulldogs in here. And this is based simply because they went out and beat a ranked team. Through 2 games, their resume ranks up there
Totally
with
agree.
the best teams in the conference, when you look
Totally
at it.
agree.
And, they look good doing it. Now Arizona State is a team that can run the football,
Yep.
and they're gonna give a lot of teams trouble. They're gonna run for over 200 yards on almost anybody, and they was able to pass the ball and come out and beat this team. Through 2 weeks of football, I'm putting Mississippi State right there, with my pick. What do you guys think about that? Nick's already said he agrees. B Sharp looks like he doesn't agree.
His asinine.
That's a 9. Okay. I mean, hey, why do you think they don't deserve to be in the top 10 at all?
Out of everybody you see on this left side, if you
Right.
line Mississippi State up against them, do you think how many of these teams do you see Mississippi State beat?
Uh, I see Mississippi State possibly beating all of these teams except for one.
Okay.
And that's Texas. I think every other team on this list, Mississippi State will give one hell of a game to.
Gotcha.
You don't agree with that, I assume.
We'll come back to that down the line. Because a
Okay.
lot of these teams they do play.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's interesting. That's the fun in it.
That's the most beautiful thing about this whole thing. But
So what I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna start putting everybody's tag by which pick they they pick, so we can remember who picked who. When we post a list, people will see who made which pick. But I think
That's
Mississippi State is a solid pick though.
it is a solid pick. That's the
Yeah. Arizona
this
State, Arizona State, man, Arizona State
was a playoff
No,
team last year.
yeah,
Here's the thing.
Scatter
Here's the
boot.
thing.
Scatter.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. All I'm saying is the question is not who would beat them if they lined up. If that was the question, this would be a ratings show. And if it was ratings, Georgia, Alabama, LSU would be 1, 2, and 3. If it was ratings, it's rankings. It's about what just happened. And Mississippi State just went out and beat a ranked team that was a playoff team last year. They deserve to be in the top 10. That's it.
Gotcha.
They literally deserve to be in the top 10.
Gotcha.
And we got Kendall saying he didn't think Georgia plays well enough to be number 2.
Kendall is a fan of who?
I'm not sure. Kendall, who you a fan of? Drop it in the
Auburn
chat,
fan.
man.
You're Auburn fan.
The Auburn
He
fan?
keen as an
Okay.
Auburn fan. Yeah.
Okay.
Ask him who he expect Auburn to be ahead of.
Say, who does he expect? He heard you, man.
No. Oh yeah, that's true.
Ask him, he heard you.
Yeah, ask him, man. Ask him.
All right. Agreed. With B
That's
Star,
cool, man.
Alabama is
If
the
we
best team
going
again.
by Arizona State, I'm basing on everything now. We talking about a team. Last year's team is not last year's team. We talking about now.
Okay.
If you believe
But they was-
Arizona State, everybody I know picked Mississippi State to beat Arizona State for a reason. Scatterboo is not there. It's an SEC team, and you going. You just where was if you basing everything on last year, I'm going to play your game.
I'm not basing everything on last year. I'm not.
No.
That's not what I'm doing.
You said they was a
The first
playoff team.
the first thing I said.
You said that team was a playoff team last year.
The first thing I said was the first thing I said was they're a ranked team, and last year, if you want to base it on that, they were a playoff team. That's the first thing I said. They were a ranked team.
That's cool. That's perfect. That's perfect. They was a playoff team last year. Mississippi State was a dumpster fire last year. They was holding the pole. They was holding the pole of the SEC, holding the totem pole right there at the bottom. So the number 12 team, which is pretty much the best team in the Big 12, can't beat the bottom tier team of the SEC. Gotcha.
I'll let you believe it. But go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right. But
Go
Nick,
ahead,
man.
Go ahead.
Nick,
I'll let you believe it. I'll let you believe it, man. Because we literally having a different conversation about rankings and ratings. What you're doing is you're rating teams. And I have agreed with you. If we're rating teams, Alabama, Georgia, LSU would be top 3. Because on a neutral field, you would still pick them against the team that they're going up against. Rankings are literally about what just happened the week before.
Yeah.
And Mississippi State beat a number 12 team that was ranked by the AP at home. They deserve to be in the top 10 in the SEC.
Notre Dame
if
only
we're
played
ranking
one game, they still ranked number 8
my God.
in the country.
All right. Okay. All right. But Notre Dame lost to a ranked Miami team. Come on.
It doesn't matter.
Let's not do this. Let's not. Okay. All right.
There's other teams that's 2-0, bro.
Hey, shout out the fact this feature says he's feeling good knowing that Oklahoma finally getting some of the love they deserve from the rest of the SEC. So I assume you're an Oklahoma fan, man. I appreciate you for joining, man, and make sure you keep tuning in as we rank these teams. Now is the interesting part, though. Now is the interesting part because Nick, the way it falls, you get the pleasure of having the final pick on this list and decide which team finally gets off the side, which team gets off the sideline, and which team stays on the sideline. This is gonna be interesting This is gonna be
Yeah,
interesting.
it's not hard. It's Texas.
You know,
And
it's
the reason why
Texas.
I'm picking Texas over Ole Miss is because Texas has a ranked loss against Ohio State. That's what they have. They have a ranked loss against Ohio State. Ole Miss beat Kentucky, who is not ranked, who is considered who was picked at the beginning of the season to be at the bottom of the conference in the SEC. So Texas deserves to be in that spot because their loss looks better than Ole Miss's win. That's literally it. It's about what has happened on the field. That's literally what it is. I don't. If we're rating, and I'm gonna keep saying it, if we're rating it, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, LSU deserve to be the top 4 teams. I'm gonna keep saying it. But rankings are literally what we have seen on the field and who you've played and things and stuff like that, and who you've beat and who you've lost to. That's really what it is. That's it.
Okay.
The
All
argument,
right.
the argument was, what have you done in the first 2 weeks?
What do you think about that pick though? 10 Texas at 10, B Sharp.
Texas deserve to be on here. That's not the argument. My whole argument is I'm basing on how he's putting everything together, man. You're basically saying the first 2 weeks they have a loss. This team is undefeated.
Okay. So
Vanderbilt doesn't have a ranked win.
Jesus Christ!
I'm leave that alone.
You missing the whole.
Oh no,
point.
I'm not missing the point.
What rank? What? I'm hold on. Let's go down the list. What rank win or loss does Arkansas have? What rank win or loss does Kentucky have? What rank win or loss does Ole Miss have? What ranked win or loss does Missouri have? What ranked win or loss does Texas A&M have? I can actually make an argument that
Missouri actually beat a ranked Kansas team, by the way.
Okay, so if was Kansas ranked? If was Kansas ranked?
Yes.
What was Kansas ranked? What was Kansas ranked?
Kansas was ranked. I believe so. I could be wrong.
Let me check that out real quick. I just before we move forward, I just want to make sure that we are correct because I'm not sure Kansas was ranked in that game.
Cool.
But if they were, I would be the first to say Missouri needs to be in this top 10. Let me see.
He said Kansas was not ranked.
Kansas was not ranked. Okay. So I can actually make an argument that Alabama doesn't need to be in this top 10 because they lost to an unranked FSU.
That's cool. That's cool. But where are they ranked now?
Who put them there?
That's cool. You said quality losses, right?
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm not. That's the only reund why. That's the only reason why I'm just saying because what we're looking at. Because what you haven't heard of quality. Okay, all right. I'm gonna end the conversation right there. It's good. Go ahead, man.
Man, they lost to this team.
Go ahead, man.
Huggy saying shout out to Off the Wagon, Desi Banks, and Down South Eddie Winslow.
Man, I'm not down south Eddie Winslow, man. He got to start with that Huggy. That is kind of funny, though. I ain't gonna lie, it is kind of funny.
Oh man,
but that's crazy. That's crazy.
But go back to this one. Dwight said, "If it's what happened on the field, then how can South Carolina be ahead of Vandy? Both played Virginia Tech. Carolina struggled, and Vandy blew them out."
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Great question.
I had South Carolina between 5, 6, and 7. They was just I just didn't have a pick to put Vanderbilt above them. I literally had them between 5, 6, and 7. That's all it is. I agree. I agree with that comment. I really agree with that comment because Vanderbilt came back and blew out Virginia Tech. That's not. He got a point. They looked better against the same opponent. It's a common opponent. It's literally the same opponent. Now you can make the argument. You can make the argument that Virginia Tech was up 20-3 against them and things and stuff like that. And Vanderbilt came back and beat them 37, 40, whatever it was, to 20. But the final score is what matters. And Vanderbilt came back and beat them. So yeah, I completely understand. I completely understand that that comment right there.
Okay. So guys, let me ask y'all this. We're looking at the list in chat. Y'all looking at the list, top 10 teams, we ranked them. Tell us what you think of them. Tell us who you think should be ranked, who shouldn't be ranked. You can drop all that in the chat. I gotta ask you guys, are the teams that's on the sideline, which one of these teams on the sideline you think actually deserves to be in the top 10 that's being misrepresented on this list? Or do you think any of them do?
None of them. None of them.
So you think we got it right to that point? To no.
I think you. I think you have the right 10 teams in the top in the top 10.
Just maybe not in the right order, you think?
Maybe not in the right order, but you got the right 10 teams in the top 10.
What about you, B Sharp?
Texas A&M not on this list is blasphemous.
Who would you take off?
Mississippi State.
We remove Mississippi State, put Texas A&M. Now, I'm high on Texas A&M. I've got them competing for the SEC in our preseason, what we did, but through 2 weeks, I don't know if they showed me enough. They probably showed me enough to be on this list, but I don't know if they've showed me more than Mississippi State. Just because of that win against Arizona State. I mean, Texas A&M hadn't really played anybody. And they actually struggled in week 1. They didn't look particularly good. Marcel Reed looked, he was hit or miss down the field. Of course, he can run, but as a passer, he was kind of limited. So I don't know. That's an interesting one. What about you, Nick?
Nah, I'm sticking. We got the right 10 teams in the top 10. Yeah, the right 10 teams there. Just being honest. You have the right 10 teams in the top 10. The ones on the sideline, what have we seen? Texas A&M struggled against UTSA and they beat Utah State. Missouri played what was that? Tarleton State, whoever that was, they played on Thursday night of the first week, and they played Kansas. Ole Miss played whoever they did in the first week, and then they just played Kentucky. Kentucky played whoever they did, and they played Ole Miss. That's supposed to be Florida. Florida lost to Long Island. I mean, beat Long Island, but lost to South Florida. Arkansas hasn't done anything up yet. They've only played Arkansas State, and I can't remember who the first team they played. You look at the teams that's in the top 10. Oklahoma's played Michigan, Georgia. You can make an argument, maybe. Alabama, you can make an argument, maybe they could come out, but Alabama has a quality loss against a team that everybody perceives is going to be a good team at FSU because it looks that way. LSU went to Clemson and beat Clemson. Now, I don't know how that's going to look based on the way Clemson has been looking. It looked this past weekend. Tennessee went out and beat a Syracuse team who I thought was going to give them a game. South Carolina went out and beat Virginia Tech. Vanderbilt came back and beat Virginia Tech. Auburn beat Baylor. Mississippi State beat the number 12 team in the country, and Texas lost has a ranked loss by only 7 points to a team that was ranked. It's a quality loss. I just don't understand I don't understand the rationale of why Texas A&M should be in that. They haven't played anybody for us to sit here and be like, okay, all right, they deserve to be in the top 10.
And we got Factors featured basically saying the same thing too. He said he thinks it's pretty accurate to this point. Texas A&M hasn't proven anything.
What has Vanderbilt proven?
They beat Virginia Tech. They beat a Virginia Tech
What is
team.
Virginia Tech team? What is their rank? What is their record?
I'm going to use your logic against you. Who would you pick? Who would you pick on a neutral field? Virginia Tech or Utah State? Virginia Tech or UTSA? I'm using your logic against you. Who you picking?
Virginia Tech and who? Utah State?
Virginia Tech versus Utah State on a neutral field. Who you picking?
I haven't seen Utah State, but I have seen Virginia Tech.
Okay. All right.
I haven't.
That's cool.
Being honest,
that's cool.
I haven't.
Oh, but we got to see the teams play now. We got to see them play, not just looking at the brands. We got to see them play now. I got you. I understand.
Is it Dwight saying Mississippi State had a top 12 win though? Be sharp. Even though Arizona garbage, they were number 12. And then Factors featured saying that Mississippi State did beat the former Big 12 champion, which is valid. I mean, they did. They did go out and win those games, so I can't take that away from them. Factors feature. Who are you a fan of? I think you're an Oklahoma fan. You put that in the chat. Let us know who you're a fan of. I like to know everybody's bias when they give their comments.
So when it comes to at the end of the year, will Arizona State be a ranked team.
I don't know.
Because that's how you justify quality wins, not just when it happened.
Well, we don't know that yet, though.
No, I'm asking a question. That's how you judge a quality win. You just can't say, "Oh, I beat Alabama," and then Alabama's not ranked at the end of the year.
What they're going to say at the end of the year is that they're going to say Mississippi State beat a ranked Arizona State team at that time.
Yeah.
Rankings change every week. That's that's the whole point of this. Next week, this whole list is going to look different because somebody's going to lose. And we're going to be like, they don't deserve to be in the top 10 because they lost to this team. That's the whole point.
So here's the thing. This is what I kind of thought about this when making this list concept is that at the beginning of the year through maybe week 1 through 5, this list will have a lot of variances. Each week it'll be different. As you start to get about 5-6 games of data, teams will stop moving depending on the wins that they make. And they'll start playing each other. Once they start getting to SEC play, the pictures start becoming more clear. I don't think we had but one SEC game. I think that was like Kentucky and Ole Miss. It was the only SEC on SEC crime we had this week, I think. If it was another SEC on SEC game, I'm forgetting it. But there will come a point in the season where we'll have 4 and 5 SEC on SEC games a day. I mean, a weekend, and then this list will start to get interesting, and the cream will start rising to the top. As of right now, I don't mind it being like this, but I do know that it's like to Bishop's point. You don't know. You really don't know whether these teams are going to be ranked or not, whether that'll be a ranked win. But in the same breath, I can say the same thing about anybody that's lost a team that's had a big win thus far. Like I could say that about Florida State. We're high on Florida State because they beat Alabama. But what happens if Bama's not ranked at the end of the year? You know, so we can't necessarily just use that against Arizona State. Because they indeed are still ranked, I think, right?
I'm talking about a new AP poll that came out.
Yeah, I think so. But I do want to do this before we move on to this list real quick. Let's take a look at last week's list and show how it compares. We do this on
They're
time.
not.
I'm gonna add that. So this
They're
is
not.
Arizona State's not ranked anymore.
Nope.
Okay. I mean, well, you lose to an unranked Mississippi State, you probably lose that ranking.
I wonder why.
They lost to an unranked team.
Exactly.
That was Alabama lost to an unranked team.
And they fell to 21. They fell from 8 to 21.
Did they fall out the rankings?
Yeah,
had they
because
been
they got
number
words.
12, they would have fell out.
They would have, yes.
They were ranked so high that they fell all the way to 21.
That's cool.
They were preseason number 8.
That's not. Are we gonna keep it where it's supposed to be? They just fell down. They still in the top 25 regardless.
No, literally.
The whole argument is, did they fall out? That's the argument.
Here's the thing about it. Like literally by the math, to your point, B Sharp, they would have failed if they've been ranked number 12. They would have failed at number 25 based on that. Because
they would still be in the top 25, right?
Yeah, but it would have been the same amount of spots.
It doesn't matter. Are they still in the top 25? Yes or no?
Mississippi State.
No,
FSU
are they still in the top 25? I'm just going by what we're talking about.
Yeah, you're right. It's obvious.
Okay, that's the only thing I'm talking about is what we're talking about.
Okay,
it's a reason why certain teams fall out and certain teams don't. But
because certain teams are better. By your logic, if you put FSU and Mississippi State on a neutral field, who you taking?
Hey man, it's a week-to-week thing. It's a week-to-week thing.
And that's what ratings are. That's exactly what ratings are. And that's the reason why Alabama fell from 8 to 21 because they
Vanderbilt is the number 17 because they beat Virginia Tech.
I mean rankings, excuse me. That's what rankings are.
So
because they beat Virginia Tech.
Okay, here's what's interesting. Here's what's interesting about this. All right. You say who you think should be? You said Texas should have been ranked higher. So you had the number 2 pick, you picked Georgia. You had number 5 pick, you picked South Carolina. Texas, you could have picked Texas there, but you didn't.
No.
Then you had Alabama right there. You could have picked Texas there, but you didn't. You could have
Yeah.
gotten one of these teams in Texas A&M off the sideline and gave them any one of these picks, but you didn't. You could have picked Alabama higher and made room for Texas A&M at the bottom of the list, but you didn't.
They could have been
Thank
on
you,
here if I
Dwight.
picked all 10 too.
So
Shout
that's
out to
what I'm
Dwight.
saying.
Dwight.
I could have did a
Shout out
lot
to
if
Dwight.
I had more picks, but I can't.
Dwight said,
That's
"Well,
the
guess
point
what?
of it.
Georgia versus Tennessee, Vanderbilt versus South Carolina this week. Somebody
Yeah, it's
got
gonna
to
work
win.
out. That's
Exactly.
what I'm saying. Week to
Exactly.
week,
That's
it'll
the
work
truth.
out. So I'll put this in the chat though. Like y'all, let me know which one of y'all are more interested in watching. Are you more interested in watching us rank teams according to how good these teams are, or rate teams based on how good they are, or rank teams based on what they put on the field so far? Which one you think makes for a more accurate power ranking throughout the season? You can drop that in the chat. But I do want to take a look at this real quick. This is last week's ranking, just to see where we came. So this is last week rankings. And we got them put
And
up
they
there.
just fell out.
So we had some movement in this.
Crazy work.
Our number 1 team went all the way up. From 8. Yeah, Alabama coming off the sidelines. A couple teams still stuck on the sideline. From the previous week, Ole Miss found their way to the sideline. Yeah, Vanderbilt found their way off the sidelines. And yeah, it's an interesting list. You got Tennessee and South Carolina are about the same, so it looks like we pretty much the same on them. And I say Georgia is probably about the same. Georgia and LSU, they're still at the top of the conference. So yeah, you see how it's progressing. What y'all think about that? That's that progression of teams, how they move week to week.
I'm laughing at my. Go ahead, my fault.
That's what's supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to happen in the rankings. That's literally what's supposed to happen.
we literally, well, for context, everybody, I went on the show last week, so somehow Texas A&M fell out.
Have you watched Texas A&M play these 2 games?
Yes.
They have not been very good, bro. They have not looked very good these 2 weeks.
What do you consider very good? Scoring 40 some odd points a game is not doing very good.
Okay, I'll put it to you like this. I'm an Auburn fan. We scored 42 points against Ball State.
What has South Carolina?
I don't think we look very good in that game. So, like, you can score points without looking very good on the field.
Just to your logic.
That's why I did you watch the game.
To your logic. So that means you pick South Carolina last week because you said you never have the number 1 pick.
Yeah, I picked Auburn, South Carolina, and Mizzou last week.
So that means you could have picked Texas A&M over South Carolina because they haven't looked good either, brother.
Through week 1, I thought South Carolina looked better than Texas A&M, and I thought they played a tougher team because I thought Virginia Tech was a good team, and then they turned around and lost to Vandy. Well, maybe Vandy's just a great team. I don't know.
So you thought?
I think what we're doing is we're overreacting to week 2 lists.
No. I'm just trying to figure out if a team we basing on rankings, and this how rankings happen. I never in my life seen a team just fall completely out
of the top 10.
Out of the top 10, just based on
Florida State
in a power ranking. That happens.
Florida State
win.
Florida State got left out of the playoffs. They fell completely out after being 13-0 and being a conference champion. They fell out. Florida State.
But why?
Florida State. You asked the question, I gave you the answer.
But
I don't know why.
I'm gonna give you.
Why? But why? Finish that.
I'm gonna give you.
I don't know why. You tell me why. Tell me why, D-Sharp. Please tell me why. When Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, Alabama didn't even win the SEC championship that year. If I'm not mistaken.
If
gonna
I'm
give
not
you a,
mistaken, you're wrong because you picked Auburn, then you picked Georgia back-to-back weeks, and we beat both of them, by the way, which made us jump that
What are you
team.
talking about? Wait. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You said Alabama did not make it that year. Who you think jumped Florida State? We did.
No. Let me go back. Let me research. No, I know y'all did. But did Alabama win the SEC championship that year? Was Alabama
We
an
played
SEC champion that year?
Auburn. We beat Auburn. We played Georgia. We beat Georgia. We never lost to Georgia in the SEC championship game.
Okay. All right. Okay.
so
All
this is what I want to also do. I want to put this up here.
Am I missing something?
No. I'm trying to see because y'all had a loss that year. Y'all had a loss.
Yes, and that
Y'all
was
had
to
a loss that
Texas.
year.
To Texas.
Yeah, that's the point. So a one-loss SEC team over an undefeated conference champion? That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
I want to put this up here
That's
though.
the point I'm making. Make it make sense. If conference champions are supposed to hold weight, you have an undefeated conference champion that got left out over a one-loss conference champion. Make it make sense.
And guess what?
Make it make sense to me, please. Make it make sense. They were a conference champion.
Yeah.
Because the emphasis has always been on conference champions. Make it make sense. That is not something I made up. That is something that the media, the committee, and everybody that talks this stuff said conference championships matter. They were undefeated. I don't care if it was the ACC. They were undefeated, and you lost to a Texas team that was in the Big 12 that year. You were a one-loss champion. Make it make sense now. Please tell me. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
I can't talk because you're talking, sir. That's just
not because I wasn't done, so I was still getting my point out. I'm finished now.
I can't talk because you're talking.
I'm finished now. Make your point.
Okay. Now, last time I checked, we played in the SEC, which is a tougher conference.
Oh, here we go. That's your argument. That's the argument.
If you want to
that's
finish
the argument.
talking, I would let you finish.
That's the argument. No. That's the argument. You played in a tougher conference, and it's about conference champions.
If you really want to talk, I would let you.
Okay.
I thought we was conference champions too. I just thought we was conference champions too.
Yeah, a one-loss conference champion over undefeated conference champion. My bad. I'm sorry.
So if a team go undefeated in the WAC, they should just jump in the playoffs because they're in the WAC, right? I'm just asking the question. I'm asking a simple question. Yes or no?
Now you bring in outside factors when everybody. No. You bring in outside factors when everybody know it is power conferences. You know it's power conferences. The ACC is a power conference. That's the question. The ACC is a power conference.
No, conference championships matter. Do the WAC deserve to be over?
Apparently it didn't that year. Apparently, conference championships didn't matter that year in the power conferences. They didn't matter that year. But it is what it is.
Nothing more, nothing less.
It's fine.
If Boise State went undefeated in the conference and they won that conference championship, should they be over Alabama?
Yes, they should have been. They were a undefeated conference champion. They should have been. Shout out to Kendall because Kendall said the same thing that basically happened with Clemson last year. It's the same thing. Stop it, man. Come on.
Let's take a look and see what the chat's saying.
What is he talking about? What happened to Clemson last year?
Coach Carl said he would have ranked Texas a little higher than that. Kendall saying he agreed with Nick. And then we got, he said it's pretty much accurate up to the point Texas hasn't improved anything. I think we read these already. Where did we leave off at? Okay, here it is. Ed Darby saying these rankings always be crazy this year. It's hard to rank teams when voters AP poll can't look past the logos and who can be who. I don't know. They
can't look past the logo, but they put Arizona State at 12.
Well, that's because they were in the conference.
Illinois is at 8.
They won the conference last year, though.
Illinois won the conference last year?
No, Arizona State.
Oh, that's cool, but that's last year. This year. Last time I checked. Just checking.
Preseason rankings are based on that, though.
What are you going to rank?
I'm just checking.
I tried to make the argument before that you should look at the team this year. I've tried to make the argument before that you should look at the team and what the team looks like this year going into the year.
I do have a legitimate question.
I've tried to make that, but we all got to look. We all look back. I've tried to make that argument, but we don't.
I got a legitimate question though, B-Shaw. Is how do you rank? How do you put out an AP preseason ranking without taking into account what they did the
I
previous
said that to
season.
you. I said that to you, sir. But your argument was we should just go in there with a blank sheet. You
No,
said this.
No, okay. So here, let me show you something real quick.
Like, what am I missing here, man?
No, I'm about to show you something. This is week 1 of the picks that we did. A show that
Bro,
you were on.
we don't need to go that far. I'm just
Yeah, we
trying to
do.
figure out.
Because
This man
this
literally just told
this
me
is
the what.
this
Go
is
ahead,
our
my
version of preseason rankings right here.
Okay.
Alabama was the number 1 team. Texas was number 2. Nobody had a problem with this list at all.
Yes, we did.
What problems did we have with this list?
Because I was like, why is Auburn right there above Ole Miss? What have they shown?
Okay. And now do you still believe that?
Yes. What have they shown you against Ball State? Baylor?
All right, be sharp.
What have they shown you? But all I want to go to is I just want my man, shout out to him, man, because it only leads back to one argument, bro. It only leads up to one argument. My man said he will pick the WAC champion over the SEC champion.
Who said that?
Because they're undefeated.
Who said that?
You. We can roll it back. We can roll it back if we want to. You.
Please
That's why I say I want to be very, very clear on this. So you're telling me you will pick a WAC champion over an SEC champion. That's what you said, and you said yes because they're undefeated. We can roll it back.
You bringing in stuff that you bring it. You know this conversation is about.
Hey man, they're undefeated. They're undefeated in that conference. They should just.
You know this conversation is about Power 5 conferences. You know what this conversation is about. You trying to bring in
extra
so the
ACC. Okay. I'll leave them out of it. I'll leave them out of it. ACC. You basically telling me what was Florida State quality win all year? Florida State. I'm just asking.
They went through their record 13-0. I know what the schedule is because I got it in front of me. They were 13-0.
That's cool, but
they were undefeated. If you are sitting here saying conference champions matter,
what was their best win?
And they were undefeated, why is a one-loss conference champion over an undefeated conference champion? Make it make sense.
You know they just don't go off conference championships. They go off body of work. They go off strength of schedule. That's one of the main factors in there, right? You do know that at the time.
You're correct, bro. You're correct.
I know. Because Florida State best win was against LSU, which was Alabama's like 5th best win. Just throwing it 5th or 4th. I'll say 4th. Best win.
But they were still a conference champion.
That's cool.
The committee it's in writing. The committee said conference champion.
Only thing I know the SEC been dominating. They've been dominating all this time. We the best conference in the world. We won 17 of the last 25 national championships. Facts over feelings.
Yeah, you say facts over feelings, but look at them numbers and them facts a little bit deeper.
That's cool. 17 national championships. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that matters.
You see that dominant on the national scale. You will see that dominant on the national scale. But when you look at the middle part of the conference everywhere else, they just all right. And that's how I'm putting it.
That's cool.
That's how I'm putting it. They just all right.
That's cool.
All right. So chat in the collective, man, I cannot settle this. I need y'all to settle it for me. What is it? Is it conference champion? What is the weight? What are we doing? How do we rank these teams? Do we go by the previous years and previous success, or do we kind of take it week to week? We've been asking that question throughout this whole broadcast. Let us know in the chat what you think about this, man. We're gonna pick this conversation up at a later time for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and catch some of these comments though on our way out of here. And we said letting two different group of 5s drop 20 is not a good look for Texas A&M. Yeah, that's my point. They played 2 group of 5 teams, and the defense didn't look particularly well through 2 weeks. And it's a team that I got Texas A&M going to the SEC championship. But through 2 weeks, they just hadn't looked that good to me. Dwight said, yes, we did. We beat Georgia in the SEC championship. Okay. Coach Carl said Auburn took the day off. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did. Don't remind us. It said because JT got hurt. Yep.
They was like our 10th best win.
Alabama won 6 national championship, SEC championship, BCS championship, Bevan's best team ever. Hey, tell us who you're rooting for, Kimberly.
I like that Kim Roach hat.
He says that's why they changed the playoff format. Too many teams were deserving that got left off. Yeah, and it's still happening. You know, it's still they changed it and it's still happening. So
Thank you.
What team was left off that was
maybe they get it right.
Thank you, Factors Featured. Thank you.
What team was left off that would deserve it?
Florida State.
I don't know. I don't know what year he's talking about though.
The same Florida State that got beat 60-something to 3 to Georgia, who Georgia still lost the same amount of players that they lost going into that bowl game.
Did they though?
But they deserve it.
Did they though?
Kendall's telling you to stop.
Okay. All right.
Kendall's telling you to stop, Sharp.
Bruh, Kendall's an Auburn fan. I ain't listening to Kendall.
It said you got a bun. All right, Huggy, man. Be safe out there. It said, what has Alabama shown?
They haven't shown me nothing, Kendall. What has Auburn shown you? Baylor and Ball State.
2 wins.
Ooh. Texas A&M, 2 wins. See how that argument comes right back at you? You see how that argument comes right back at you?
Yeah.
But that was so Texas A&M lost to 2 Group of 5.
They beat. They was playing 2 Group of 5.
Auburn beat a team that was in the
Ole Miss then. Ole Miss then.
Ole Miss is on
Ole
the
Miss
sideline.
then. Ole Miss be the SEC team.
They're on the
Ole Miss
sideline.
be the SEC team. That's the only thing I know.
Okay.
I don't care. Oh no.
They beat Zach Calzada.
Now we moving the goalpost again. We moving the goalpost.
Moving the goalpost.
We moving the
You've been saying this the whole
goalpost.
show.
You said Group of 5.
You've been saying this the
then
whole show.
Then when I say Kentucky, now they say they play Kentucky. I don't
Okay,
You're
right. So we probably should put. We
Keep moving the goalpost.
No, we probably should put Ole Miss.
You're not moving the goalpost, Tez. You telling the truth.
No,
you telling the truth. You're not moving the goalpost, Tez. You telling the truth.
You're right. So we probably, by that logic, we probably should put Ole Miss on there and take Alabama off.
That's cool.
If that's the case,
that's cool. And we should put Texas A&M on there.
And take off who? Texas?
We can take off anybody. Who you want to take off? We can take off Texas too. By your logic. I'm going by y'all logic.
I'm just saying, man.
Vanderbilt is the national champions based on
been relegated
Virginia
to
Tech.
the American. Fact is featured.
Mississippi State's supposed to be above Vanderbilt if that's the case. I'm just throwing that out there. We're going by y'all logic.
Hey, we just ranking them through 2 weeks of football, man. we think through 2 weeks of football. Florida has been relegated to American for you. Yeah, that is exactly what's happening. If you just now tuning in here on SECZN, when you lose to a Group of 5 team, you get replaced by that Group of 5 team. So that's why you see USF logo instead of Florida's, and Florida's got to win the SEC game to get their logo back. And we gonna see how long it take them based on that schedule.
They may get it back their weekend.
They might. That's a big. Who do they play? They play LSU. Okay, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting.
Your pick.
Yeah. This week, I tell you what, if they lose, if LSU come out there and lose to Florida next week, they won't be my pick next week because that's kind of how it works.
I agree.
Hey, do what you want to do.
I'm not trying. So just to be clear, I'm not trying to predict how these teams will finish. I'm just trying to predict. I'm not even trying to predict anything. I'm just trying to base it on what I've seen so far through 2 weeks of football. The first week was an anomaly because we didn't have any football to go by. So we just based that on what we saw last year and heard through in the preseason. But through week 1, we based it on what we saw in week 1. Through week 2, we based it off what we saw through week 1 and week 2. Week 3, we'll do the same thing. And I'm telling you right now, if LSU come out there and wet the bed against Florida, I ain't gonna pick them.
I agree. I'm with you. I agree with that wholeheartedly. 100%.
I think that's kind of how it's supposed to work. I don't want to get into the name recognition thing. But sometimes it's unavoidable. Like that's how Georgia keeps coming up on this list very high because name recognition is sometimes it's unavoidable. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's see. We got Kendall saying Thanks, Tez. I don't know what I did, but I appreciate it. And you're welcome.
Being an Auburn fan.
Oh, well, I can't help that, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's a big show. I'll get him. And in fact, this feature saying, based on what you've seen thus far, is exactly what a power ranking is. I agree. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, man. Hopefully. All right, man. So this has been. I actually stayed on here a lot longer than I thought. This is what happens when you start getting into a good conversation. But I want to appreciate, I appreciate these guys for joining me, man. Um, as always, I like to read a word from our sponsor at the end of this. Uh, I don't know if you guys saw the last episode, but it's the same sponsor. And I have to get
General
my
Fried
note.
Chicken.
Yeah, and I have to get my notes because it's very intensive. And I don't want to. I want to make sure I get it right. So, and I'm kind of new to this. All right, so here it is. As football season kicks off, into full swing, a lot of us will be traveling to unfamiliar towns with our families. And this show today is brought to you by the only person you should trust with you and your family's safety at a time like that. Nobody. Thank you. And so if you want to,
Oh, well, you need a rim shot. That's what you need, a rim shot. That's it.
if you want to put an ad right there so I can stop reading that, then by all means contact me.
There we go.
So awesome. But yeah, man, I want to, like I said, appreciate these guys, and you know how we do it. We got to play the outro as we leave out of here, man. It's been a good show. I want you guys to look out for these comments on our next show, The Collector Speaks, later on in the week, where we dedicate an entire show to the comments that have been in the chat. Appreciate everybody that's commented in the chat. If you're watching this on the rewatch, comment in the chat. And that way your comment could be featured and be a segment of a show. As kind of part of what we do here with the Keyboard Collective. And now I just want to go ahead and get these guys. First of all, again, I'm grateful that they came and hung out with me and ranked these teams. I want to give these guys their flowers and let them tell you how to reach them. So I start right here to my right, Nick Fraser. Tell the people how to reach you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you so much for letting me come on the show, man. And always a great time when I'm on the show with all y'all, man. And I love the debates and everything like that. It's always fun. But you can catch me, Water Cooler Talk Sports, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, for the call-in shows. And then, of course, on Saturdays, we do the live game watch for Auburn, for every Auburn game, man. This week, we'll be doing South Alabama versus Auburn. 11:30, we'll be going live, man. So join us in the locker room for that, man. So we appreciate you so much for rocking with us, man. And thank you so much, Ted, for allowing me to come over here and chop it up with y'all, man. It's always fun. So appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow them. I'm gonna put the links in the comments. Links in the description when this is over with, so y'all be able to follow these guys directly. My guy, be sure. Tell the people how to find you. You find them everywhere, I think.
You can find me with that styrofoam white cup full of that drink. Sitting sideways. With my boy Paul Wall, man. Y'all catch me at the Sharpshooter Sports Talk. Make sure you guys keep subscribing to the channel. It's going up. We're on the road to 1,300 right now. Been going up. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. We talk more than just Alabama. We talk college football, so definitely subscribe to the channel and jump on the channel. We got the preview show this Thursday for all the big time games this week. Hopefully these gentlemen will be on there. Talk about the big time games this weekend. And of course, the post game show is on my channel this week for Alabama. So if you an Alabama person, you already know, come on over there, hit that like and subscribe button. This is up. Roll Tide. Hey, Tuskegee.
Yeah, hey Tuskegee, man. Hey, shout out to Tuskegee too. I meant it. I appreciate you for saying that, man. Shout out to Tuskegee, man, for allowing me and B Sharp to get on the sidelines, man, for the first night game, man. And it was one hell of an experience. I really enjoyed myself. Got a chance to capture some footage, man. B Sharp, man, how was that? Tell the people real quick, man, how that was, man.
Oh man, it was such a great experience. Even though I could have just walked out there on the field, but I chose to do it the right way.
You're not supposed to say that, man.
Do it the right way and try to get credentials. Just want to do it the right way. Just want to throw that out there.
It's different as Kiki now.
Yeah, but shout out to them though. It was a good experience, man.
But it was
everything was nice.
Shout out to Coach Ruffin. Shout out to Aaron, Coach James, Tuskegee University as a whole, man. Love the school, love the people, and it looked good out there, man. They did their thing. Definitely shout out to the school for real. It's always forever TU, the best HBCU. Nah, I take that back, the best university of them all. F them all.
Facts. Hey, and to Central State University, I think y'all. I heard some comments that y'all had been making on the internet. You didn't score any points. Zero. You didn't score nothing. So you take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, man, we about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody, each and every one of you, for joining me, because you didn't have to do that. And I appreciate the panel again. I'm gonna say it till I'm blue in the face. Catch us again for these live rankings again next week. We're gonna be doing it again. We have more data, and you guys continue to drop your comments in the chat. And I'll see you when I see you, man. Appreciate you guys, and we out.